All right, so this is actually a state trooper driving school right here. So we're gonna let them know that we're in the area. Gas all the way down. Squad, what's happening? It's your boy Knockout 360 here, man, with another video for you guys. So as you can tell, I'm in the car. That makes this a car vlog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. First things first, car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, man, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place, right? For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out, right? So let's talk about rev matching. I'm going to give you the formal definition of rev matching, and then we're going to talk about how it applies to how you guys drive the car and how it applies to the Dodge Charger and Challenger specifically, right? Scat packs and up specifically. What is rev matching? Rev matching is a technique used to change gears smoothly and with minimal disruption to the car's balance. It is also commonly known as blipping the throttle. Specifically, the aim is to match the speed of the engine with the speed of the transmission. It's mostly used when changing down a gear. Rev matching makes a huge difference in both the lifetime of your engine and your lap time. So let's kind of dissect that. Rev matching is a technique used to change the gears smoothly and minimally without disruption to the car's balance. Specifically, the aim is to match the speed of the engine with the speed of the transmission, and it's most commonly used when downshifting. So what does that mean? All right, rev matching, to my understanding, has absolutely nothing to do with drag racing from a dig, right? From a zero. Makes no sense whatsoever to do that. It doesn't apply. Rev matching only comes into place, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, when you are already in motion and you're downshifting to a lower gear so that your engine speed matches your transmission speed, and therefore when it's time to take off, for instance, doing 30 rolls, 60 rolls, 40 rolls, whatever you guys do, legally of course, the objective is to essentially, when you take off, you want your engine to already be matching the transmission speed, so that when you take off, you're not necessarily taking off from zero and then building that speed back up. You're taking off from 60 exactly and then going from 60 on. What do I mean? I mean, obviously when you're doing a roll, you're at 60. So if you're doing a roll race at let's say 40 miles an hour, and you do not rev match your engine, right? You essentially put your car in track mode, another Charger or Challenger or Mustang pulls up next to you and you want to go. And instead of rev matching, you just kind of hold your car at 60 miles an hour on the gas, and then out of nowhere, once, I guess, whoever goes with the third horn or whenever it's time to go, you guys hit the gas. Essentially, your engine speed has to speed up to catch up to the transmission speed, if that makes sense, or maybe vice versa. Between the two speeds of the car, there isn't a kind of a cohesiveness that's going on there. So one has to catch up with the other and then speed up. That's what you don't want. That's ultimately how you lose roll races, because you're essentially forcing your engine and your transmission to do more work, because now they have to catch up with one another and then speed above that. So essentially, when you're doing a roll race at like 60, I don't know if I say 60 or 40, but whenever you're doing a roll race at 60 or 40 and you do not rev match, as soon as you hit the gas, let's just say, for instance, your engine speed is starting at 0 and then it's catching up to the 60 and then on beyond that, however long the race lasts. Whereas with rev matching, when you rev match your car at 60, it holds the engine speed and the transmission speed at 60. So when you hit the gas and you go at 60 on the highway or whatever you're doing on the roll race, your car is starting at 60 and then it's going above that. It's accelerating from 60 and beyond. That's the most layman method of explanation that I could possibly give. Obviously, you guys know that I'm not a mechanic in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but that's what makes sense to me. That is essentially rev matching. Now, what the overall mechanics is that it's going to downshift a gear. When you hear that, you're going to hear your engine sort of rev, essentially. It's going to rev while you're driving. Don't be alarmed. I was alarmed the first time I did it in my Scat Pack, and it scared the shit out of me. I ended up pulling over because I thought that I was like fucking up my car. That's not the case. You'll hear your engine rev, essentially that's just your engine saying that, hey, listen, the engine and the transmission are incongruent. We're at a lower gear and we're waiting on you to push it. How do you do that in a Dodge Charger or Dodge Challenger? SCAT pack and above. To my understanding, you can only do rev matching in the SCATs and the 392s and above, obviously Hellcats and Red Eyes. I'm not sure about the RTs. I highly doubt in the V6s, but correct me if I'm wrong. You can do it one or two ways. The easiest way, and the way that I always do it, is with the actual pedal, right? You're on the gas pedal, you're doing 60, somebody pulls up next to you, they want to go, they throw the horn at you to let you know that they want to run. What you need to do, and this is the critical part, guys, do not freak out if this sounds alarming, but what you have to do is you have to, obviously you have to be in track mode or sport mode or custom. You cannot use, well, actually take that back, you can actually use rev matching in eco. Why would you do that? I don't know, but you can't use the paddle shifters in eco. That's a different story, but it behooves you to be in track, sport, or your custom mode. That way you get the most out of your transmission. But the way that you do it with the actual pedal itself is when you're doing 60 or 40 or whatever you guys are roll racing at, you need to hit that pedal really hard, really fast, like that. Really, just tap it real quick. Tap it real quick, just like that. And then you'll hear your car literally do what my car just did. You'll hear it rev. I'm actually at a stop right now. It doesn't make sense. But you have to hit that gas really quickly. Don't be afraid of it. It's the same principle as using launch control with the Uconnect system. It's the same principle. You got to hit that gas real quickly, and you'll hear the car downshift, and you'll see it on your odometer. It'll downshift, and then you'll hear your car rev up. That's your car letting you know we're ready to go. That's the easiest way to rev match, if you ask me. Another way to do it is with the paddle shifter. This left paddle shifter, the downshifter, you can actually, and you only can do this in sport or track or custom mode. You cannot use your paddle shifters in eco, therefore the downshifting wouldn't work in eco mode. So you have to be in a mode above eco mode in order to use the paddle shifters. What you do is you hold your paddle shifter down, hold it all the way down, hit it real quick, hold it down, and then you'll hear it. The same sensation that you heard with the pedal, you'll hear it with the downshifter on the paddle shifter as well. So you'll hear the car rev up, you'll see the odometer drop a gear, you'll hear the car rev up, I already said that, and then at that point you're good to go to hit the gas and go. The reason I don't like using the paddle shifter is because in my experience, when you use the paddle shifter, it switches you into manual mode, and then you have to use the paddle shifters to shift. I don't like using paddle shifters when I go. I just want the car to take care of that. I trust the car enough to handle its business. When you use the paddle shifters to rev match, hold it all the way down, and then it's gonna rev match. You'll see it drop a gear, you hear the engine rev, all that good stuff. Once you get on it with the pedal, you do not need to blip it with the pedal at that point, because you just blipped it with the downshifting, the paddle shifter. Once you get on it with the pedal, it's going to go. But to my understanding, or in my experience, it will switch you to manual mode. So now you have to use the paddle shifters. To my understanding, you cannot blip the throttle with the paddle shifter and then just get back on the pedal and let the car do it in automatic. It's going to switch you to manual. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's been my experience. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But those are the two ways. You can use the pedal and you can use the paddle shifter. So we're going to go ahead and put that theory to the test. I told you guys I only like using the pedal, but I'll show you with the paddle shifter just for the sake. I can't really get up to high speed because it's 5:30 in Charlotte, so there's going to be traffic every fucking where. But I will let you guys know when I'm doing it so that you guys see the benefit. And I'm going to do a contrast using paddle shifters or using rev matching as opposed to not. So let's go ahead and get into it. There's a damn police officer behind me, but let's see. All right, so boom, 40 roll, 45 roll. You hear it? Now I'm gone. $72 and chill, son. But yeah, did you guys hear that? So once I hit it real quickly, you'll hear the engine and the well, you're not gonna hear the transmission, but you hear the engine sort of stall. I'm not gonna say stall, but it holds that gear. You'll see it drop, you'll hear it, and that's when you know it's time to go. And then once you hear that, just go. 46 here, let's do it. Listen to it. Gas all the way down. See it? I'm gone. Do that again. Let's do it at 50. Let's do it at 50. 50. Hear it? You'll feel that jerk. Now I'm gone. You see what I'm saying? And that's much better than going from 0. Now let me try to go from 0 so that you guys will kind of see the difference. It's almost like when you go from 0 and you're not rev matching, you're almost building your speed back up from 0, if that makes sense. Even though you're holding at 50, it's like you're building your speed back up, because technically you're building up the engine speed, I guess, from a lower gear. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. Obviously I don't have all the, you know, the technical terms and whatnot, but so I'm gonna do it with the pedal. Let me get up to, now once again, you can do this from any speed you want. I'm gonna do it to about 40. All right, 40. You hear it? Now I'm gone. This is actually a state trooper driving school right here, so we're gonna let them know that we're in the area. So this time I'm gonna do it without rev matching. So I'm at 40. It doesn't have that same pull, that same effect. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that same launch. That's a good example. So essentially when you rev match, once you hit the gas, you're essentially launching your car. Let's try that again. So I'm gonna do it without rev matching. Let's do a 40 roll. So boom, guy pulls up to me, 40 roll. Let me see what's around this corner, make sure ain't no cops. All right, guy pulls up to me, 40 roll, I'm gone. Gas all the way down. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that same pull. This is the easiest way. I'm at 40 now, all the way down. You hear it, you see it holding, and I'm gone. Did you see that jerk? That jerk? You saw that jerk. As you can see, it will take a toll on your car if you continually do that, because my heat temperature gauge did get up about halfway, so it did get up a little bit over half at one point. Now granted, I'm the novice at this, I'm not a professional, I could have been doing that shit completely wrong, but one thing that I did notice, and this is the second time that I've noticed this, is that when you're constantly rev matching and launching your car on the road, your heat will increase a little bit. I think at one point it got up to like 219, which was a little over halfway. I could see a little bit of the white. Yeah, I don't really like rev matching low, than the low gear like 30, at 30. Now, like I said, when it comes to the paddle shifter, you want to hold the minus paddle shifter down. Once you hold that, you'll see, obviously same thing with the pedal, you'll see your gear will go down, you'll hear your engine, and you'll actually get a little sign that says if you want to abort manual, hold down the plus. I'm just going to do it for the sake of showing you guys, and then we're out of here, because I told you I don't like using manual. I don't like using the paddle shifters. I just think it's much easier to use the pedal to blip the throttle as opposed to actually using the paddle shifters. All right, so we got a little bit of room here. No, we don't, because we got a yellow light. So I'm going to do it here. You see it? Now I'm out. Now I'm out. You saw what it did? You heard it? All I did was hold down the minus paddle shifter, and then it went down, and all I had to do was go. I didn't go because obviously I can only go 40 miles an hour here, but that's rev matching with the paddle shifter as well as with the pedal. Me personally, I'm using the pedal all day long. I'm not messing with the paddle shifter, because as you saw, it puts you in the manual mode, and you have to come out of manual mode using the other paddle shifter, or if you want to continue in manual mode, you do your thing there. Me personally, that's too much. When I'm doing 130 miles an hour on the highway or in a professional setting, I don't really want to be worried about anything but the damn road and this 5,000-pound car. I mean, that's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it one more time. 55, 40, 50. There you go. Now it's ready. I'm out. It's the last time I'm doing that. I tell you, I hate doing that. I just feel like it's just a whole bunch of BS going on, man. But that is that, guys. Rev match your car when you're, I get so legal here. I'm not telling you guys to street race, but you know what I'm saying? Like, rev match your car. Stop, just hitting it and going. Rev match your car. Yeah, rev match your car. To my understanding, it's a lot better on your engine, it's a lot better on your transmission for the longevity of the car, and then you just get better performance because your engine speed and your transmission speed are at one constant, right? They're at a constant, therefore there's no catching up and then going above that. So you get in a roll race with another Charger, Challenger, you already know what to do. There's nothing special that you have to do in the settings. Like I said, you cannot use the paddle shifters in eco mode. Therefore, you have to come out of eco mode if you're going to rev match using the paddle shifters. But using the pedal in eco mode works, but I don't know why you would ever do that because you're not getting the full benefit of the transmission. But you have that option to do so if you so choose. So there, guys, that is rev matching in a bottle, man. By all means, let me know if I missed something. My homeboy told me, shout out to my man Santana Scat, man. Follow him on Instagram, follow him on YouTube as well. He's got a wide body scat pack. He's the craziest 392 motherfucker that I drive with, and I don't like driving with him because he's crazy. I let him go in front of me. But he was telling me that you should be able to use the paddle shifter to drop a gear, and then it'll keep you in automatic, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken because I may have misquoted him, but you should be able to drop a gear using the paddle shifter and it not put you in manual, so you can continue using automatic. But then again, I may have misquoted him on that, but let me know if that's true. Let me know if I'm doing it right, and tell me why. For some reason, this is like the third time that I've done this, but why I feel like my car is overheating a little bit after I rev match it a few times too many. Talk to me about that. Maybe that's just the nature of the beast, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But as always, it's Mindy Boy Knockout 360, man. I'm going to the grocery store because that's what you do when you drive a sedan. You pick up groceries. But I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.